Good morning, everybody. It is a soggy day on Pathways Homestead. We finally have a nice, warm, sunny day after several days of heavy rains and flooding near us. We're okay. We're on high ground, but just flooding all over. So just be praying for all the flood victims. Gary's going to work on our porch today. This porch is an addition, of course, and there's a little bit of gap between it and the house, and water pours in between that gap. So he's going to get up there on the ladder and work on filling the gap. So hide and watch. Start singing hymns?
Yeah, I was.
We also have a few leaks along that part of the house, and he's going to see if we can't find them and get them fixed. Right now he's just assessing what needs to be replaced and what materials he needs. So he'll look that over. And maybe we can get him to come down and tell you in a little bit when he comes down for things, what he needs and what he's going to have to do.
I'll replace this piece that broke in the wind, and then I'll start trying to attach the top to the side of the trailer, and then I'll see if I can patch any leaks in the trailer roof that are. Yep, Porch smeller. He's a smart feller.
So where'd you get this tin?
Well,
Is it just something you scavenged off?
long story.
Well, short story.
Well, I was gathering up tin and keeping keeping all the salvage material I could. And one of my friends noticed it, and he got a trailer load of tin off his mother-in-law's house down in Oklahoma and brought it up here to me, and this is a piece of that.
So we do all the repairs that we can, pretty cheap. We live pretty simply and with not a lot of money. So Gary pastors a small church here in Kansas, and he works construction part-time a few days a week, and that pays our bills and has enabled us to purchase this property with some help of our friends that were so kind to sell us this property. And so we've done a lot of things here with very little money. Tears even into that little old house. Lovely old house. Love that house. Needed a lot of work, but it was great for us. Perfect. We're grateful for the opportunity to have had that house for the time that we did. But when God provided this opportunity for us, we jumped on it. We did some consideration. We checked out water. It took us some time because the water was an issue. So it took us a couple years probably to finally make the decision, yes, we're going to purchase the property. Making sure that we could get water from the city to the south of us, tap into their line. And that took a little bit of time to, go through that. And the city south of us is so gracious and happy to allow us to tap on. They were concerned about the issue that we have with the water, which is this line is not pressurized, so therefore we have water, access to water 3 to 4 times in a 24-hour period, and it's only a few hundred gallons at a time. So that is how we started. We just kept our system that when we were hauling water, saving the money to put in the water line, and all the time that it took to get all those hoops jumped through. We had to apply for permission from Kansas to bore under the highway, and they had lots of concerns with that, as they should, and agreed to the liability of that, and then hire a boring company to come in and bore the line under the highway. And they bored from one side of the fence on the northwest to the other side of the fence of the property that's to the northeast of us. And then, so that way, there's just one solid pipe under the highway. There were no openings in the highway right of way. It's in a conduit, 2-inch conduit, and then we have a 1-inch line in that conduit.
We put a piece of 2-inch yellow line, which is line that's made for boring, under it, and then we run a piece of 1-inch water service, like PEX type material, through that. So it's a 1-inch water line.
And then the meter is on the northwest pasture. And we also we're good neighbors and asked permission from our neighbors to put that water line in, and they were happy to oblige us and let us. We've had some really, really great neighbors and friends here in Kansas. Everywhere we've lived, in Wyoming and in Oklahoma, we had wonderful neighbors everywhere we've been, and keep in contact with a lot of those. So, but be a neighbor, folks. We've learned that sometimes people get busy in their lives and they just don't take the time to be a neighbor. And we take that for granted. We've lived in the rural areas of the states that we've lived in, and just when we were first married was the only time that we had to live in town. Oh, there you go. There's some construction worker ingenuity. That way he didn't have to move his ladder to get his impact driver. But yeah, we've had great neighbors, and even when we lived in town and had to live in the apartments for a couple years when we first married, we still developed some great neighbors. It helped. One of our neighbors was kinfolk. You know, my mama's cousin moved in just a few months before we moved out of our last apartment we lived in, and was the apartment manager. And so he helped us out greatly, just kind of, you know, this is what I need you to do to get your deposit back and such. But we didn't get our deposit back, but that's the way it goes with apartment living. They never give you your deposit back. But, and then, so that time, and then the first 6 years we were here in Kansas. So a total of 8 years probably that we've rented, or close to 8 years that we've rented in a total in our coming up 25-year span. That's a pretty fabulous. Oh, that's right, we did. We rented the farm for about a year, 9 years. So yeah, and then we were able to purchase 5 acres off the state of Oklahoma for our farm there in Oklahoma.
Still rented a lot of pasture.
Yes, we rented pasture. We've rented a lot of pasture.